Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Holy FaceTime.
And a happy first Sunday of Advent.
Recently, we were talking this afternoon about the Holy Face devotion, and we were talking about Venerable Leo Dupont and establishing Nocturnal Devotion. And it started me researching, and I really felt the Lord was inspiring me to connect the dots and how it all relates back to Sister Marie de St. Pierre. And these connections are amazing, and it proves once and for all that the connection to the Holy Face devotion and to Eucharistic adoration belong together. They are absolutely united. Inseparable. And so anyway, in discussing after the death of Sister Marie de St. Pierre, I remembered the name I went back and I researched, and the name of the woman that was healed by Sister Marie de St. Pierre after her death was Madame de Bush, who became known as Sister Mary Teresa. Okay, so what happened was she was ill, and she knew when she heard about the death of Sister Marie de St. Pierre, she said, okay, I'm going to do a novena to Sister Marie de St. Pierre to be healed, and if I do, I will go and visit her gravesite. And she did. So what happened was she was healed. She visited Tours, France. She went to the gravesite, and it was at the gravesite where she decided to give her life completely, turn her life completely over to God, and to become a religious. So she went to Paris, France. Now we're talking here 1 month after the death of Sister Marie de St. Pierre in 1848. So she goes to Paris, France, and where she forms this congregation of sisters devoted to perpetual adoration under the guidance of none other than the Vicar General, okay, get this, Monsignor de Beaulieu, who we just mentioned in the other video, was linked to Venerable Leo Dupont and St. Peter Julien Imard and Father Herman. Okay, so step back. She goes to Paris under the direction of the Vicar General of Monsignor de Beaulieu, who has just been appointed there, and he sets up these sisters, founds these sisters, and one of the co-founders of these sisters of Perpetual Adoration. Father Herman comes along. He sees these women in Perpetual Adoration, and he says to him, he's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And he goes back to the Vicar General and says, like, he was a little lost for words. He said, these sisters, they won't leave the Eucharist. They stay up all night in adoration. And he said, so what of it? If you can find men of goodwill, go and do it. And so Father Herman sets out on this thing to go and get these men and collect these men to establish the nocturnal devotion. Now, Father Peter Julien Imard. Remember I said that he was healed in front of the Holy Face in front of the Holy Face at Tours, France. And he went on to, of course, found these congregation of men and women, both dedicated to perpetual adoration. So, how did he come about this? Well, I went and researched Father Peter. It was in 1949. He was visiting Paris, France, and he came up with the idea of establishing this order after he saw these women in perpetual adoration. There we go again. It all traces back to Sister Marie de St. Pierre. And it's
amazing.
Like incredible, right? So we have all of these three people who then again descend upon Tours, France, and talking about to Venerable Leo Dupont about increasing the devotion of nocturnal devotion. And Louis Dupont, goes hog wild on this. He would stop at nothing for this devotion to spread it all over France. Through he had so many connections in the army and the navy, and we had all these commanders devoted to nocturnal adoration. And so it was just incredible. So Joanne, you pointed out to me something, the link between this Holy Face devotion and the year. Okay, January. Okay, the first exposition of the Blessed Sacrament began, and so we're talking about public exposition of the Blessed Sacrament began in January 6th, 1857. Now that is an important date because it's the Epiphany of our Lord, and it's also,
The same date of the miracle in the Vatican,
right, January 6th,
1849.
1849. So we have 8 years apart. 8 years apart. Our Lady's, of course, is always associated with year 8. And it's her, the number 8, right?
So very interesting that, our Lord sent this inspiration to you on this first day of Advent when we're starting to really focus upon the light of the world
Right.
coming into
The incarnation.
incarnation of our Lord Jesus during Advent, a time of light.
A time
And
of
here
light.
we are talking about January 6th, the manifestation of our Lord again. So boom, boom, boom. I just thought that's cool too.
Oh, so cool. And it's so cool.
Yeah.
So,
So we're talking about the fact that, the Eucharist and adoration, where our Lord's face is hidden in the monstrance and being so tied to the Holy Face. So here again is the connection between Nocturnal Adoration and the devotion to the Holy Face. How Nocturnal Adoration was established thanks to Sister Maria de St. Pierre, who was all about devotion to the Holy Face of Jesus. So here we have this linkage between the Holy Face devotion and adoring our Lord
in the Most
Blessed
Holy
Sacrament.
Sacrament. So these prayers should best be said in front of adoration when you can, to say the Holy Face prayers. But something else that Madame de Bush said, she said that she attributed all of these graces, or all of her works, to the intercession of Sister Maria de St. Pierre. Wow. Okay, so that again, that focuses. So without Sister Maria de St. Pierre and without our Holy Man of Tours, where would we be in terms of the devotion of the Eucharist? Think about it. Where would we be right now without those two? They're paramount to this because everything relates back to Tours France and how all the connections go back to Sister Marie de St. Pierre and to Venerable Louis de Pont. Leo de Pont, sorry.
Yeah, so something just came to mind too, about Paris and the connection there, and Sacré-Cœur Parish, where they had the
Sacred Heart.
Nocturnal Adoration established,
Yes, right.
in that parish. So there we go again.
Yeah.
Just amazing. So you are these people that are linked to the Holy Face devotion through Sister Marie de St. Pierre, finding themselves in Paris and establishing Nocturnal Adoration at that beautiful parish there, Sacré-Cœur, Sacred Heart.
And the light of the world is Jesus Christ revealed to us. He's the light of God. The glory of God is revealed to us. The knowledge of God is revealed to us through Jesus Christ. Who is that? Who is that manifestation of the light of glory? Manifestation of our Lord's God's holy face is in Jesus Christ, right?
The beatific vision.
The beatific vision. So the importance, I can't stress enough, the importance of this devotion, again, this came to me, is why is this the greatest devotion of all time? Because not just because our Lord told Sister Maria to say here, this is the greatest thing I can give you next to the sacraments. Let's think about this with reason. Is that our Lord said to her, yes, this is the greatest thing next to the sacraments I could give you. Think about it. The greatest thing that we can offer back to God is the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ, which is consecrated in the Holy Mass.
Right. So just taking what you're saying and just kind of fleshing that out a little bit more. So our Lord said that His Holy Face is second to the sacraments, and if the Eucharist is the source and summit of our Catholic faith, there we go. There's the link.
There's the link, and of course, only priests can offer up the consecration. but the lay people can join in it with their prayers. And here's God giving us his blueprint, telling us to offer up his holy face in reparation for all the sins against his first 3 commandments. So that as laity and as sisters devoted, and in who are religious sisters, of course, can offer this up, a lot better than we can as laity. But as laity, we can join our prayers and our sufferings and all our offerings with the holy face, offering it up to God the Father for all of our sacrileges, again, all our blasphemies from mankind, to make reparation. And a best place to do this is in front of the Eucharist. We're offering up in union with that, with his body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's so powerful.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So, is there anything else you want to say?
Oh, no, I just was wondering if you had anything else to add.
I can go and add a little bit of inspiration that I had today.
Okay.
So we were watching the latest episode of the U.S. Grace Force, and the guest today was Father Tony, who is the rector from Our Lady of Champions. And so he was talking about that apparition and the messages that came from that apparition, and just how Ted was just saying about how, offering up our Holy Communions in reparation. Well, that revelation to Sister St. Pierre occurred on,
October 4th?
October 4th? Yeah, 1846. So there again, there's that connection. So our Lord commanded me, she said, to receive Holy Communion every Sunday for the 3 particular intentions of atoning for all forbidden works done on Sundays, to appease divine justice, which was on the verge at that time, and certainly again at this time, for the profanation of holy days, and third, to implore the conversion of those sinners who desecrate Sundays, and to succeed in obtaining the cessation of forbidden Sunday labor. So here's a little tie-in to Our Lady of Champions. So basically what happened in, I guess it was about 13 years later, there was a settlement of people from Belgium that came to Wisconsin and settled in that certain area. And so when Our Lady appeared to Adele Breese, Our Lady told her that, that our Lord was very ticked off for the fact that these immigrants from Belgium weren't honoring our Lord's Day, that they had a difficult time getting to Mass, yes, but there was just a very small group, small portion of them that would
make the effort
to walk to Mass, but the majority of them weren't. So the majority of them weren't honoring our Lord's Day. So Our Lady said that God the Father was ticked off at that, and he would punish them. So what happened after that was the great fire in that area, and people perished and such. So interestingly enough, that particular apparition occurred on October, was it 8th or 9th of 13 years after
1957.
Sorry, so 1857.
1857.
Right. So it just so happened that I was trying to look up the date, and it said the second apparition occurred on October 8th, October 9th. So there was one that was a few days before that, but I couldn't find the date. So if anybody knows that, it would be interesting to see if that was also around October 4th, when this particular revelation happened to Sister Marie de St. Pierre 13 years previously.
Right.
And so what happened, there's a little remark here of the revelation to Sister St. Pierre, where it says that God's justice would be felt because of the profanation of Sunday, for there occurred so frightful and so unprecedented an overflowing of the river Loire as had not been seen in centuries. So here we go again, our Lord chastising the people for not honoring his holy day of Sundays. So very similar things.
And this fire in Wisconsin was one of the greatest ones they've ever experienced in the U.S.
Right. So there's a lot of parallels between what happened in Champion and what happened here in tours.
So the link is the respect of our Lord's holy day, Sunday. As Catholics, we've lost the sense of value for the Sunday as being our Lord's day. We, as normal Catholics, we give him the hour and then the rest of the day is ours. It's not our day. It's the Lord's day. And we need to respect that. We need to gain back Sunday the way it was traditionally involved in the church and in the family life. The church was the center of the family. The family centered itself around the church.
Do you remember that in olden days where they'd have the church that was constructed right in the middle of the town and all the homes surrounded it? How beautiful is that,
So Sunday Vespers was a thing that everybody came out to, that the whole townspeople. So the Sunday was not just that 1 hour given to God going to Mass. No, it's respecting the entire day. Yes, it's a day of rest for us. God did intend us to rest on that day. But we also have to respect that day from avoiding work and avoiding that, going shopping and spending money, the things that we as Catholics didn't do prior to 1960s, because it was so clear to us in the Catechism and told us we weren't allowed to do these things, without special dispensations.
Mm-hmm.
There was always special dispensations, and there still is today for people who have to work on those days because they're servicemen, they're service of the people, they're serving the people for the greater health and good of the people.
Right, so it's an act of charity.
It's an act of charity of their job. So, which is not 90% of Catholics who are out shopping and going to the malls and going to movies and going to bars and doing all that stuff. So we need to really, really get back to focusing on our Lord's Day, returning back to our Catholic roots, and I think, and making reparation for sins against these things, and maybe God will turn his eyes back to us, and God will bless us
with his mercy.
And
mitigate any chastisements to come.
Hold back his hand, right?
Yeah. So especially during this time of Advent, we really want to make an effort to enter into the season, because really speaking, it is a time of penitence.
Yeah.
It's a mini Lent. So really trying to see, okay, now it's time to really take our faith seriously and ask ourselves, how can we, on these Sundays of Advent, make it extra special for ourselves and our family, and giving back more love to our Lord Jesus on this day, to prepare our hearts for his coming at Christmas.
Absolutely.
How can we, make it extra special and really give him his due by showing him how much we love him because of how much he loves us. I know we can never do that to the same extent, but just to use this time in preparation for Christmas to try and go deeper in our faith.
So instead of going to the mall shopping, stay at home and read a holy book. Pick up and read the Bible. Watch a good Catholic video, or a teaching on the Eucharist or something like that.
Read a book on the lives of the saints. They're so inspirational.
Let's try and keep your focus, and you cannot outdo God. Whenever you say, well, Lord, I have to work on this day. Do you ask yourself those questions? Do I really have to work on this day?
Or can it wait until
tomorrow? Can it wait until tomorrow? Because the Lord will bless it when he'll even give you more time to get it done the following day.
It's astounding.
And, as far as money goes, if you think you're losing money by keeping your shop open on a Sunday, or you're making more money no. Because if you close your shop on Sunday, guaranteed the Lord will make more than enough for exponentially on the days that you stay open and close on Sunday. So you can't outgive God. Whenever you give him his due, he just pours out graces upon you.
Right, just trust in him.
Yeah. So anyway, so the links between the Holy Eucharist and the Holy Face are just incredible, and are united. Plentiful. So until next time, blessed be his holy name.
Blessed be his adorable face.
Seek his face.
And receive his grace.
Bye now. God bless you.
Happy Advent.
Bye-bye.